Let's start with the basics. Yes, the Visigoths did sack Rome in 410. Yes, the Vandals came after. And yes, the Vandals came after. And yes, the last Western Roman emperor was deposed in 476 AD. But those were just the final cracks in a wall that had already crumbled from within. The decadence theory. It's been around since Gibbon's Decline and Fall. He blamed moral decay and luxury for Rome's demise. Romans, he claimed, became soft. The Christianity theory. Some argue that the new religion made Rome more pacifist, less martial, and distracted from its civic responsibilities. Others blame lead poisoning in Roman water pipes or over-reliance on mercenaries. But these explanations are just surface level. They treat Rome's collapse like a single moment, a final act. But in truth, it was a long, painful unraveling that played out over generations. We need to dig deeper. Rome's fall was like a slow-motion implosion. Let's look at the economy first. For centuries, Rome expanded outward, conquering new lands and taking spoils, slaves, and taxes. But eventually that expansion stopped. When new wealth stopped coming in, the empire had to rely more and more on internal taxation. The government began debasing its currency, mixing precious silver with base metals. Inflation ran rampant. Prices soared. The denarius became worthless. Citizens couldn't pay their taxes. Small farmers lost their land to elites who built massive estates worked by slaves. Cities became depopulated. Trade slowed. This economic decline wasn't just about money. It reshaped the social structure. A once thriving middle class was squeezed out. Urban population shrank. The empire lost its economic resilience. Then there was political instability. In just 50 years, Rome had over 20 stability. In just 50 years, Rome had over 26 emperors. Most were assassinated. Civil war became a regular occurrence. The military, once Rome's pride, began to crumble. With fewer citizens willing or able to fight, Rome relied on foreign mercenaries who had little loyalty to the empire. General loyalty faded. Generals fought each other for power. Some even declared themselves emperors. Conquetti. Internal loyalty faded. Generals fought each other for power. Some even declared themselves emperors, fragmenting the empire further. Then there was the cultural shift. The old Roman identity based on duty, sacrifice, and citizenship eroded. People no longer felt Roman. They felt local, tribal, or Christian before all else. This loss of shared identity weakened the glue that had once held the empire together. Loyalty to the state faded. Pride in Rome was replaced by survivalism and self-interest. Roman society stopped innovating. Art became stagnant. Architecture stopped evolving. The bureaucracy became bloated, rigid, and corrupt. Even the Senate, once the core of Roman political life, had become largely ceremonial. Decisions came from the top, and rarely from consensus. In the provinces, many people no longer cared who ruled them, Roman or not. They just wanted stability. Add to this the rise of new regional powers. Germanic tribes, formerly Rome's enemies, now ruled parts of its territory. These were not just invaders, they were settlers, farmers, leaders. Rome was no longer the center of the world. It was just another declining state. This is what we uncover here on Gocho Culture, where history isn't just facts, it's patterns. So why does this matter? Because when you look at modern society, the parallels are chilling. Rome had rising economic inequality. The rich got richer. The poor lost land and power. Sound familiar? Rome's military was overextended, constantly fighting wars far from its heartland, with a population increasingly unwilling to serve. The currency was inflated. Debt was everywhere. Infrastructure crumbled. Politics became a game of power, not service. Citizens grew apathetic. Trust in institutions faded. People turned to strongmen and conspiracy theories. Corruption became normalized. Laws were applied unequally. Voices of dissent were either silenced or ignored. The empire, once admired, became a cautionary tale in real time. And like Rome, we too live in an era of cultural fragmentation. Do we still believe in shared values, or are we splintering into tribes of ideology? The idea of the public good is fading. Individualism reigns. Algorithms reinforce our bubbles. Real dialogue becomes rare. Technology advances, but social cohesion doesn't. The lines between truth and misinformation blur. Like late Rome, we may be rich in tools and poor in wisdom. As the historian Cullen Murphy put it, the fall of Rome is not a story about the past. It's a story about the future. So maybe it's not just about Rome. Maybe it's about all great civilizations that forget how they got there. This is what we explore on Gocho Culture, where the past echoes into today. Here's the twist. Maybe Rome didn't fall. Maybe it transformed. Even after 476 AD, the Roman legacy lived on. In the East, the Byzantine Empire thrived for another 1,000 years. Roman law shaped modern legal systems. Roman roads became the backbone of Europe. The Church, which emerged from the empire, preserved its knowledge. We still speak its language. Latin roots power English, Spanish, French, and more. We still use its calendar. We still admire its architecture. Roman ideals of governance, infrastructure, and justice echo through time. The influence of Rome never disappeared. It evolved. And while the Western Empire collapsed, its institutions, culture, and symbols were recycled by future powers. The Holy Roman Empire, the Vatican, even modern Europe. We even see echoes of Rome in modern superpowers, the architecture, the ambition, the bureaucracy, the military might. Maybe Rome didn't fall. Maybe we are Rome. And if that's true, we must ask ourselves, are we repeating the same mistakes? Are we trading long-term stability for short-term gain? Are we letting our shared values erode? Are we prepared to adapt? If we see the warning signs, we still have time to learn from them. History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. Rome was not a cautionary tale of defeat. It was a lesson in the danger of complacency. Thanks for watching. If this made you think differently about history, like the video and subscribe to Gocho Culture, where culture, history, and ideas collide.